I think that something I've learned at Michigan State more than anything else is just the power of stories, and is just the power of actually setting two people down and letting them talk it out. I'm Sean Fitzpatrick. I'm a student in the Residential College in the Arts and Humanities at MSU. It's an interdisciplinary program, so we take classes in history, in philosophy, in visual arts, in all sorts of different things centered around the idea of how do we make humanities matter in the 21st century. I'm very committed to using skills I've learned in dialogue and in conversation starting in avenues where that hasn't been the case. The program in Mali was a really natural extension of my studies here at Michigan State. And so the way it was set up was Mali had a coup in 2012, and so it's a really tense situation. They're a very difficult, there's a lot of open wounds. And what we were looking at doing was seeing how art could be used to prompt dialogue and ultimately that kind of reconciliation. And so our group made a bogolan piece, a piece of fabric art, to talk about the kind of continued divisions between North and South, the kind of continued difficulty of communication, but the necessity for that communication. It was in no way a, let's look at art and forget our problems. It was using art to confront what was going on. And then we presented it to everyone at the dialogue night that we had. This was different than anything I'd ever done before. First of all, the idea of using a piece of visual art was something I was very nervous about. And the other thing was that it was in French and mostly Dominican. I speak a little bit of French, I speak very little Dominican. What was so amazing was the visceral reaction that people had to this piece of visual art and the way that it got people talking. And all corners of the room had people raising their hands to answer our questions. We're not trying to pull wool over our eyes in terms of the challenges that are faced, but just recognizing the extraordinary power that exists in just committing yourselves to this dialogue process was one of the more meaningful experiences of my life.